all the members here to put your hands together to welcome our eminent speakers. I will request Goyalji, Ashok Goyalji, to welcome Shri D.B. Sundararamanji, VP Corporate Services, Senior Leadership Team, Tata Steel Limited. I would request Goyalji to welcome Shri Manish Sarda ji, Deputy Managing Director, Sarda Energy and Minerals Limited. Now I'd like to call upon the stage Shri R.V. Gumaste sir, Managing Director, Kirloskar Ferros Industries Limited. Our eminent speaker, Shri Anup Goyal ji, Managing Director, Grita Energy Limited. I request Ashok ji to welcome him. Last but not the least, I would like to welcome Anil Najrani ji, President, Sponge Iron Manufacturing Association, Raipur. I would request Ashok ji to welcome him. I would like to make two requests to the audience. Please put your mobile on the silent mode or switch it off. And we have a special question and answer session at the end. Request you to write down your questions. We'll take that if the time permits after the event. Now, I would like to invite Shri Ashok Goyal ji, Convener, Steel Sector and Steel and PEB Sector, to address the gathering. Thank you. I would like to welcome all the eminent speakers with a floral bouquet. I would request Ashok Goyal ji to welcome all with a stole and a bouquet of plants. First, Prabhakaran ji. Prabhakaran sir, would like to welcome you with a floral bouquet and a stole. Sir, please welcome Avinash Jaiswal ji. Sorry, is Avnish Jaiswal ji. अच्छा ठीक है, मैंने पहले बोल दिया था इसलिए नहीं बोल रहा. ठीक. He is the Managing Director, Jaiswal Nico Industries Limited. Now would like to welcome D.B. Sundararamanji, VP Corporate Services, Senior Leadership Team, Tata Steel Limited. बोल दो आप. वेलकम करने के लिए बोल रहे हैं ना। I request Mayor Savdani ji to please come on the stage to welcome Shri Manish Sarda ji, Deputy Managing Director, Sarda Energy and Minerals Limited. Now I request Dipen Agarwal ji, Past President, Steel and Hardware Chamber of Vidar, to welcome Shri R.V. Gumaste sir, Managing Director, Kirloskar Feroz Industries Limited. Thank you. अब किसको बोलूं? Thank you, Deepan bhaiya. Now request Girdhari Mantri ji to welcome Shri Anup Goyal ji, Managing Director, Grita Energy Limited. आपका नाम ले रहा हूँ. आओ. Thank you, Girdhari ji. Now I would request co-conveyor Sanjay Agarwal ji to welcome Shri Anil Nachrani ji, President, Sponge Iron Manufacturing Association, Raipur. Chhattisgarh, sorry. Thank you, Sanjay bhaiya. Thank you, Ashok bhaiya. I would like to invite Shri Ashok Goyal ji, Convener, Steel and PB Sector, to address the gathering. Thank you.
Hello everyone. माननीय केंद्रीय सड़क परिवहन और राजमार्ग मंत्री आदरणीय श्री गडकरी जी, वो थोड़ी देर में ही यहाँ पहुंचेंगे। मंच पर उपस्थित सभी गणमान्य अतिथिगण, सरकारी विभागों से वरिष्ठ अधिकारीगण, स्टील उद्योग से जुड़े उद्यमी, निवेशक, एमएसएमई प्रतिनिधि और मेरे प्रिय साथियों, आप सभी को सादर नमस्कार। आज का ये स्टील कॉन्क्लेव केवल एक सम्मेलन नहीं है, यह विदर्भ के औद्योगिक भविष्य पर एक गंभीर और दूरदर्शी संवाद है। साथियों, गढ़चिरौली को वर्षों से हम खनिज संपदा और जंगलों के लिए जानते थे, विशेषकर आयरन ओर के लिए। लेकिन एक सच्चाई हमें स्वीकार करनी होगी, जो क्षेत्र केवल कच्चा माल बेचता है वह कभी भी पीछे रह जाता है, और जो क्षेत्र उस कच्चे माल से उद्योग खड़ा करता है वही क्षेत्र आगे बढ़ता है। आज गढ़चिरौली उस मोड़ पर खड़ा है जहां से वह स्टील हब बन सकता है और बनने जा रहा है। यह केवल कल्पना नहीं है, यह भूगोल, संसाधन और अर्थशास्त्र तीनों का तार्किक परिणाम है। साथियों, आज हम सौभाग्यशाली है कि हमारे बीच जिनके मोटिवेशन और मार्गदर्शन में यह एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट देश में काम कर रहा है, वो सबसे दूरदर्शी और कर्मठ नेताओं में से एक है। माननीय श्री नितिन गडकरी जी के नेतृत्व में सड़कें केवल सड़कें नहीं रही, वे आर्थिक गलियारे बनी, लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट कम हुआ और दूर दराज के क्षेत्र में भी विकास की मुख्य धारा से जुड़े। श्री आदरणीय गडकरी जी, आपकी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फर्स्ट सोच उद्योग जगत को आत्मविश्वास देती है, क्योंकि स्टील और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एक दूसरे के पूरक है, एक के बिना दूसरा संभव नहीं। गढ़चिरौली की कनेक्टिविटी आने वाले समय में यहाँ के स्टील बेस्ड इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए गेम चेंजर साबित होगी। यह कॉन्क्लेव एक स्पष्ट संदेश देता है कि गढ़चिरौली जिम्मेदार और टिकाऊ औद्योगिक विकास के लिए तैयार है। हम सब ने देखा है, ओपनिंग सेशन में हमारे महाराष्ट्र के चीफ मिनिस्टर आदरणीय श्री देवेंद्र जी फडणवीस ने 3 विशेष बातें बोली। उन्होंने सबसे पहले कहा कि आने वाले 10 सालों में गढ़चिरौली में सबसे अच्छा क्वालिटी का स्टील उत्पादन होगा, और दूसरा, हम चाइना से भी सस्ता स्टील 10 सालों में गढ़चिरौली में बनाएंगे, और तीसरा, गढ़चिरौली एक ऐसा क्षेत्र होगा जहां ग्रीन स्टील का उत्पादन होगा। तो ये हमारे सबके लिए, ये कॉन्क्लेव के लिए बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धता है। और हम सब जानते हैं कि अगर ये बात श्री देवेंद्र जी ने बोली है तो उसके पीछे हमारी जो सोच है आज के कॉन्क्लेव की, उसकी पूरी सार्थक सिद्ध होती है। यहाँ एमएसएमई के लिए हमने जितने भी यहाँ के यूनिट्स है, सेकेंडरी यूनिट्स, उनसे कनेक्ट करके उनकी जो डिमांडें थी स्टील क्लस्टर के लिए, वो कंसेप्ट नोट बना के हमने चीफ मिनिस्टर साहब को दिया है, और वो ऑलरेडी कंसीडर हो गया और वो कभी भी अनाउंस हो सकता है, ऐसा उस दिन देवेंद्र जी ने भी बोला। और हमारे यहाँ भी जो हमारे प्रेसिडेंट है श्रीमान आशीष जी काले, उनके तरफ से भी ये संदेश आया है। तो ये जो क्लस्टर रहेगा उसमें हमें किफायत भाव में भूमि मिलेगी, कच्चे माल की निकटता रहेगी। कच्चा माल जो है, जो भी यूनिट्स आएंगे उनको आयरन और वहाँ से डायरेक्ट मिले, उसकी बढ़ती मांगे और सहयोग नीति वातावरण उपलब्ध है। इन्वेस्टर के लिए लॉन्ग टर्म ग्रोथ, क्लस्टर बेस्ड डेवलपमेंट और अर्ली मूवर एडवांटेज। आज निवेश करना कल के औद्योगिक नेतृत्व की नींव रखता है। सरकार, उद्योग, बैंक और स्किल इंस्टीट्यूशन, ये चारों मिलकर एक स्टील इकोसिस्टम बनाएंगे। यह कॉन्क्लेव उसी दिशा में एक महत्वपूर्ण कदम है। आइए, आज की चर्चा केवल शब्दों तक सीमित न रहे, बल्कि परियोजनाएं, निवेश और रोजगार में बदले। मित्रों, विदर्भ ने लंबे समय तक इंतजार किया है, गढ़चिरौली ने उससे भी अधिक। अब समय आ गया है, यदि हम स्पष्ट सोच, मजबूत सहयोग और दृढ़ संकल्प के साथ आगे बढ़े, जो गढ़चिरौली जल्दी उस क्षेत्र के रूप में जाना जाएगा जो केवल जमीन से खनिज नहीं निकलता है, बल्कि देश के लिए स्टील और भविष्य का निर्माण करेगा। आइए मिलकर गढ़चिरौली को एक स्टील हब बनाएं। यहाँ विकास हो लेकिन जिम्मेदारी के साथ, यहाँ उद्योग हो लेकिन मानवता के साथ। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं माननीय मुख्य अतिथि श्री नितिन जी गडकरी जो पहुंचेंगे अभी, और आप सभी अतिथियों का और आप सभी उपस्थित भाइयों का स्वागत करता हूं। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you, Ashok ji. Now, I would like to request Shri Bala Subramanian Prabhakaran ji to address the August gathering. Sir.
Respected distinguished seniors on the dais and my co-industry people and the MSME, good afternoon to you all. Let us now present what is Gachiroli with my 3.5 years of experiences, about 40 months we have spent there. We wanted to share our experiences in the technical, financial and also the administrative way how this Gachiroli is functioning. So Gachiroli was not discovered by anyone, it was discovered then by Tata Steel to put up a green first steel plant even before Jamshedpur could come. I think in the archives it's already mentioned. So it was because of the logistic challenges and various factors beyond what we know, Jamshedpur gave birth. So the change in policy for us, particularly for me, we were doing a revenue sharing model in most of the mining in Jharkhand and Orissa. In 2020, the mining model went into auction model. Having this auction model with not having an end-use production with us, mining as a standalone industries, we could not afford to pay a premium more than 50 to 60%. So that may evaporated our business. Necessity is the need of invention. we found out that why can't we look at a place where we be able to turn around. That's where Lloyds Metal Mining was available, about 15 years granted, not being in operation. Coming from a village background, we understood that unless the fabric of the society is intervened and the society is developed, it will be very difficult to bring a new production from a new region. So we incorporated as a people's own company. We talked to the community who had extreme Naxalism in the mind. We negotiated with them to say, why can't you come and surrender? After surrendering, the kind of protection for them we assured. For that purpose, we lived in the people and lived in the communities, and initially it was to live in a tent. We lived in a tent to see that we are part of the society, to bring them back to the mainstream. Thanks to the Gadkari ji and also Devendra Fadnavis sir, who took all extreme support and gave us a lot of confidence to say that you go and work, we are behind you. Today the success stands and all the contribution goes to Shri Devendra Fadnavis sir, who was instrumental. And a small incident is, after he became the chief minister, I requested him, sir, Gadchiroli needs hand-holding. He says, what is required? I told him, sir, you have to be the guardian minister of that. He says, I'm a guardian for the entire state. How can you expect me to be a guardian minister? No, sir, we need this kind of bandwidth from you. Then only we will do. Which he accepted readily. And today also, he functions as one of the best guardian minister of Gadchiroli in every aspect what is required. With this support, we went in and asked the people to say, why can't you come to the mainstream? So skillability is easily possible in our industry. We all know mining and steel making. We have a lot of work where skilled people can be brought into operations. So we brought the people, brought them to the mainstream and started doing every activity right from housekeeping, laundry, barbender, welder, mason, driver, operator, ball mill operators, erection supervisors, pipeline welders, all the skill institute we put in there by bringing in and making them skillable. Once they became skillable, we felt that we should share their success not as a salary, but also to become a shareholders of the company. Being a listed company, thanks to my board, which accepted readily, and all the workers who worked within 6 months became a shareholder of this company. So this is about the fabric of what we did it. Since we have established a good community and a social license, we went around and see what is available in Gadchiroli. Gadchiroli is bestowed with one of the best quality of iron ore. A small example, NMDC also produces iron ore. We all know what is the extent of NMDC iron ore concessions, what they have, and what is the production they do. I've got my friends from Chhattisgarh also here. NMDC produces about 50 to 55 million tons of iron ore. And today, even places like Raipur is getting iron ore from other states where logistic is becoming a nightmare. Iron ore comes from Orissa. Now Gadchiroli iron ore also goes to the bordering of Chhattisgarh. So our lease is about 350 hectares. We have a finite plan where we have drilled not only to national standards but also to international standards. I like to thank, because if someone has to validate any of the mining details, there is no other company or no other organization better than Tata. We requested Tata as a group, as a consulting, mining consulting services worked with us. We drilled and found out, after processing the ore, more than 750 million tons of iron ore is available in only this 350 hectares. So having this, we thought that let us go back to our lease. Now we are producing about 25 million tons from 350 hectares, and we are able to dispatch all this iron ore. So you can understand, if 350 hectares can give 25 million tons of iron ore, there is more than 5,000 hectares of available iron ore indicated deposit in Gadchiroli. So please, I like to tell, more than this 5,000 hectares of indicative hills which has got iron ore, which is previously given to various companies through prospecting license, it is definitely a data available there. With our latest technology, this can be revalidated through even a lot of aerial surveys and geomagnetic survey, which is always promising. If you're looking at it, I feel that this quality of iron ore is little different from others. So availability of iron ore explained to you. Next thing is the society's position today. They are looking at employment, they are looking at growth, they are ready, they want work, and the work culture is very excellent. Here I can say women are working in all walks of life. In any operations, they are ready to work, ready to learn, ready to improve, and ready to be attendants. They are ready to come in, they are ready to change. So this kind of extraordinarily, because if they are in ideologically, Naxalism has taken over them. Naxalism also had an ideological mind. From there, now they've all come to the mainstream. More than 2,000 people, so-called the NOC people, we have got no objection from the police. We have brought them to the mainstream. Today, we are proudly employing about 15,000 people in all walks of life. Even an LNG operated trailer truck driver is from a Gachiroli girl who joined us as a housekeeping. Now she is able to drive the truck not inside the mine, but take this product to the destination. A tribal girl coming out of this culture, this is the kind of ability they have got. With this happening, with this kind of governance which we have, the entire EC clearance and FC clearance, we all know what is the time duration it took. I think here in the less than 24 months, from the concept to getting the EC operational, yes, we are able to get it because I can request, because we have a guardian minister. He understands why iron ore comes out, then only production can come out. There has been personal follow-up of an office desk established by the Chief Minister to follow up any of the pending tasks which is more than the stipulated time. So he wants Gachiroli to become, so his commitment is there. Then I talked about the area of 6,000 hectares notified area should be on more than 12-13 billion tons on a just thumb rule, it is there. But what is the next speciality of this place? How MSME can be benefited, how small scale industries can come, how large steel plant come. This area has got everyone. We all know as a steel makers, to my knowledge, I'll stand corrected with the rest of the speakers talking. Today the fuel cost is becoming very erratic. Not having just iron ore alone will not solve the problem. Let it be our energy cost, let it be our coal cost, let it be our gas cost, plays a critical part in deriving the end cost of the steel what we produce. Saying that, Gachiroli gives a lot of incentive schemes by the investment policy, which goes almost, minimum is at least 100% of the capital is paid as a subsidy by the government. So this can also be one of the incentive for us to see. I am also requesting the government to see that the subsidy which they are going to pay, we will try to tie up with the GST collection what we give from Gachiroli itself. If Gachiroli can be ring-fenced so that today we have a subsidy to come back, if you are generating so much of GST, that can be adjusted, that can be linked to the repayment which can happen. I think that is in advance consideration. So that the subsidy delay which is happening also can be much addressed to see that we get the subsidy back on time. Coming back to the ore body, this has got one unique deposit of having silica and iron ore together. It's one of the simplest process to grind it and separate the magnetic and non-magnetic and gravity and non-gravity and through various flotation technologies. The grade of iron ore is enriching to 67 grade of iron ore. So today if you look at 67 grade of enrichment which is happening, I think we are very sure in next 18 months we will have 67 as a basic product coming out of the iron ore. In global scenario, this is where I wanted small scale industries, a small niche industry people to look at it. If it is a 67 grade iron ore, what else is there is alumina and silica, which is a real deterrent in steel making and process making and qualities, let it be in space, foundries. You need alumina silica to be the lowest. Today we have a thumb rule between 5 to 8, 8.5%, 9% is the alumina silica combination. This iron ore after processing will be less than 2%. Having less than 2% of alumina silica, it is one of the global best ores which will come out not only in India but across the globe. Having this 2% alumina silica, your productivity of whatever you do goes up, whatever energy requirement comes down. And just on an international trade market, let us look at iron ore, how this 67%, less than 2% alumina silica is what is the price discovery? The globe has discovered this iron ore price. So if an ordinary iron ore of 60, 62 is $100, anyone can buy from any other country. This ore particularly has got at least $40 to $50 premium. That means 1/3 people wanted to pay more for this iron ore. And with our policy of not being exported, this is available for Vidarbha, Maharashtra industries to look at it. When you're able to get this 30% extra grade of iron ore, 30% better valued iron ore at IBM price, I think you will have a lot of incentive to see that you can get into high quality. Who uses the 67 grade iron ore? All the gas-based units use this 67 grade iron ore. Most of the 67 grade is very niche production in the globe. In the total production, today Australian grade has come to 60 grade. Almost 62 is dropping and it is coming to 60 grade. Even in Orissa, with my experience of last 2 decades, I'll stand corrected when Sundaraman sir says, there also the grade is depleting. And if you look at it, having 61, 62 is becoming a normal average for any steelmaker today. Having 67%, let it be a DRI process, let it be a blast furnace process, or whatever you have, a tunnel clean process which we have talked about, this 67 can give not only to the large steel makers, but also to the smallest person also, to look at it, to see that his ROI is better, his emission norms are better, and his productivity is better, and energy consumption less. So here I like to tell, now what does Maharashtra, because there was from the Collector Gadchiroli was to be here, so I like to give some of the data which is common available data. Now Gadchiroli Mineral Corporation has been formed. I think I've got colleagues from the state mining department also here. Gadchiroli Mineral Corporation is already formed specifically to look at it, how Gadchiroli can produce more than 150 million tons of new iron ore. With this vision, and I think the chairmanship is also with the Chief Minister himself. I think he's working everything. I think the proposal has gone up to Delhi. It is in the final stage to get this ore allocated to the government so that we don't have an individual who's making money. It is the availability of iron ore. The objective of Gadchiroli Mineral Corporation is to see that 150 million tons of iron ore is available for India usable steel makers with more preference to the people from Maharashtra. So having this 150 million tons of iron ore production, his ambition is to see that in few months he wants production, not in few years. He is looking at various technologies, various ways. He is looking at various methods to see that. Already he has a white paper to see that how it will be produced. So that the price of iron ore is not governed with any of the contracting price, but with the delivery to the customer who wanted to make steel in India. So that is why this place having that, he doesn't stop there. He's now moving on to the next level, what he needs to do. What we need energy security to make steel. So I think there is an advanced discussion. I was part of the delegation where we went to Papua New Guinea and the delegation was here. Lot of gas fields discovered, want of investment. The fields are yet to be developed. But again, Papua New Guinea as a country is producing lot of natural gas, LNG. And more than $28 billion been invested by American companies, American government towards gas production. I think Gadchiroli Mineral Corporation's one more agenda, what the Chief Minister is having in view, subject to all the due diligence which happens, he wants the Maharashtra government to go and invest there in the gas there, so that the gas is available on an equitable portion, so that he will be able to tie up the gas and also give it to the people who wanted to come and make steel at an agreed price. With this kind of 67 grade of iron ore available, and with this kind of gas which he is trying to tie up, because the biggest problem is gas is the price of gas. I think once that gets secured, having gas, iron ore and enough available talent which is there ready to work, and also the land which is available, and what else is only the water. So if you look at it, there is an Indravati water which gets flooded into Andhra Pradesh every year. There is a lot of surplus water which gets into the other states, which creates not only for agriculture, but also goes back to the ocean. With that data, even for us, for our 30 million ton capability, we got a lot of water from Indravati river. We could lay the pipeline deep into the forest and we got the ore for our water for processing. Enough water is available, land is available, iron ore is available. And again, the gas, if we can tie up, I think for us in last 36 months or 40 months of our total experience, we didn't have one single day of shutdown of our operations for any external affairs. With this kind of delivery, what we have done, we only wanted to tell this place is open for everyone. It is not only to the large players, but also to all sections of the place. Because please look at this ore body, look at your process, please look at high value addition. Maybe construction steel making might be very competitive with large players. We can look at niche market with Kirloskar sir, all the industries being here. This can suit one of the best ore bodies of the world, discovered, because when we had a discussion, this ore body is now is being discussed in the largest producing iron ore is Australia. They are seeing how this disruption in supply might happen, because Australia as a country is only dependent on seaborne trade. So they believe that this can create a big impact. And we are committed, whatever we are earning, we are reinvesting there. We are coming up with almost an 8 million ton integrated steel plant. And also we have signed about 8 MOUs with our own people from Vidarbha, where we told them, please come here, please put up your secondary units. Till the Gachiroli Corporation comes, we can give you iron ore on a long term, on a sustainable manner. And we are in an advanced stage of land procurement which is happening. With all this in picture, I only wanted to tell you, Gachiroli will not redefine Maharashtra, it will not redefine India. I think the global supply chain on quality of ore, environment and green steel making will be there. For this purpose, we are a standing example, because what we were 3 years before and what we are today, we humbly give all this development to the people of Maharashtra and also the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, who has done what it is today. We stand committed. We are very open. Please come visit our mining operations. Please visit our plant which is coming up. And also there is a lot of land available. And this budget, I think even a railway line connecting Gachiroli to Andhra Pradesh, integration, so that railway line also has been approved in this budget. Samruddhi Highway is getting extended to Gachiroli itself. A mineral corridor road is getting developed. We all know from Orissa and Jharkhand, always the domestic iron ore movement is one of the most expensive in any of the states, because it is controlled with the local community which is doing the transportation. All their inefficiency is passed on to us when we buy the iron ore. Here, a dedicated mineral corridor road which is going to come. I think Nitin Gadkari was saying that he will have also the pentagram kind of electricity available, so that the trucks can use alternative fuel other than even fossil fuel. And LNG pipeline has come. Most of our trucks are now running on LNG. With all this dedicated mineral corridor road, slurry pipeline available, grade what is available, and the environment what it is available. Naxalism is a history. Naxalism is already over. I think it is in the fringe few days of, I think it's going to be few months, it will be declared as a Naxal-free district of this country, and it is in the Prime Minister's aspiration district. So I welcome each one of you to take us, and we are available. We are always 24/7 available in Gachiroli. Anything which you require our knowledge, we are ready to share it to the co-community so that we can build a stronger India. Jai Hind.
Thanks, Prabhakaran sir, for the insightful speech. Today you showed us how to do business with humanity. That's a great way to achieve society well-being and entrepreneurial success. Now, I would like to invite our next speaker, Shri D.B. Sundararamanji. He is VP Corporate Services, Senior Leadership Team, Tata Steel Limited. Sir, over to you.
All the dignitaries on the dais, all the representatives of Government of Maharashtra, Vidarbha region, and especially Gachiroli. Good afternoon, everybody. So the thunder from me has already been stolen by Mr. Prabhakaran, because I was looking at the Vidarbha region, because generally people say, what is Tata Group or Tata Steel's presence in this area? Why Tatas have moved to eastern part of India? Let me tell you the first, to best of the knowledge of everyone, the first industrialization has started with Impress Mill in Nagpur way back in 1874. Almost, I think, close to 145, 150 years back. So that time, I think I would like to take 1 minute to explain you. So the impress mills were running very well. But incidentally, there was one ship moved from Yokohama, Japan to Vancouver, Canada. There were two legendaries on the ship apart from other people. One was obviously Swami Vivekanand, and the second was Jamshedji Nusrawanji Tata. So they had a long discussion because ship takes generally in months to reach one location to other location. So then Swami Vivekananda told him that, what are you doing currently? So he said, I'm a businessman and this is what is my business. But yes, at the same time, I'm also looking to industrialize India, because India that time was fighting for independence. But I would also like to make industrial independence for India by the time we get the independence. He said that's a very good idea. Apart from that, should also look why our people have to go to England and America to study. Why don't you have a good institute here? So he had 3 dreams. His dreams have been accelerated after Swami Vivekananda mentioned about him. One was to have an iron and steel plant. Second, to have hydroelectric projects. Third, to have a good world-class institute. World-class institute, all of you are aware, in 1909, it has come up in Bangalore. In that time it was called Tata Institute. Today it is Indian Institute of Sciences. Second, in 1922, 3 hydroelectric projects have come in the district of Raigad, both at Bhivapuri, Khopoli and Bhira. So 2 of his dreams came true, though he was not alive to see these projects coming up. But whatever dream he had written to his son, Sir Dorabji Tata, and who made it happen. But the third dream was not fulfilled. That was to put up an iron and steel plant in this region. The place, because he had seen, he himself extensively traveled with a known American geologist by name Charles Perrin Page. So he went around all the areas. Today we call it Gadchiroli. Today we call it the Surjagad Hills, and also the place called Lohara. That time it was in Chanda district. So he himself extensively traveled, and he found that, yes, definitely this area has got iron ore, and also you have coal nearby which is called Varora. Today it's in Chandrapur. So he has decided to put up a steel plant here. But then he found that the logistics is a major constraint. Then he wrote a letter to the then British rulers saying that if you can make logistics a bit simpler, because that time we have only one huge railway network, Bengal-Nagpur, BN, R we used to call. So agar aap isko provide kar sakte hai, then I think this area can become a steel hub. Unfortunately, this dream didn't come true. Then, under the guidance of Sir Dorabji Tata, they had to look for other areas. The second area they looked at was Delhi Rajara. Today, the Bhilai steel plant is put up at. And the third was Sakchi. That time, Sakchi's population was 1,500. And Raja of Mayurbhanj had written a letter to Sir Dorabji Tata saying that, I'm told you are looking for iron ore and coal and to put up a steel plant, and also you want water for that. Here is the area. P.N. Bose is the first geologist, Indian geologist of that time. So he wrote a letter on behalf of Raja of Mayurbhanj saying that Sakchi is the area, and you have got Swarnrekha and Kharakai rivers, you have got iron ore mines, and also the coal, Jharia, Raniganj, metallurgical coal you have, why don't you put up this? He didn't immediately agree. Again, the geologists, everyone, they went around and they saw. And finally, they decided to have Sakchi, which is the Jamshedpur town today, the first industrial town, and also the first integrated steel plant of India, came in 1907. Had the logistics been proper, or had Britishers agreed to the proposal of Mr. J.N. Tata, maybe the Gadchiroli would have become a Jamshedpur city long back, almost 120 years back. Nevertheless, we have come a full circle today, because some of you might have heard about the MOU that has been done with Tata Steel as well as Lloyd. As mentioned by Mr. Prabhakaran, Tata Steel Industrial Consultancy Services, we have been associated with Lloyds, and we made the plan for 55 million tons Of that, it's the best part because on June 5th, I was there and I'm a witness to whatever you mentioned, taking the community along, making those people employable and also being employed. And also the school, even the school when I went and asked that, they told that sir, this school has been made by the steel that has been given by Tata Steel. It's Pravesh, and I was very much surprised because we ourselves were struggling. Can we have only steel building with 2 to 3 floors? But I have seen a school there with 2 floors, and it is running very well. And I'm also told that the children, the way Mr. Prabhakaran has mentioned, the children, who now the Naxalites who have come part of the mainstream, their children are studying there. And also, I've been given a shirt in that mill. I have seen it's a huge complex, more than 1,000 ladies were working there, and they have been making the uniforms for the employees. So these are all, I think, the innovative ideas which have come there that has given confidence to everything. Apart from that, let me tell you, I would just take 1 more minute to give some, because that has come from the discussion you told about guardian minister, the chief minister being the guardian minister of Gadchiroli. So when Mahabharat was declared, that Jang to hoga hi, and Duryodhan was upbeat, but Bhishma was not upbeat. Bhishma thoda dukhi the. Then Duryodhan says, why are you so upset? You yourself is a major warrior, because you cannot be defeated by anyone. We have Drona, we have Karna, we have Krupacharya, we have got Aswathama who is a Chiranjeevi. All these warriors are on our side, and you are still not happy. He says, I'm not happy because the Lord Krishna, he is on the other side. Lord Krishna जहाँ पर है, हमको नहीं लगता है कि कहीं पर भी कोई उनको हरा सकता है. When you said guardian minister, when guardian minister is focusing on Gadchiroli, I think no force on the earth can stop the dream which is coming up to make, in next 10 years, to make it the best complex. Because I had seen Kalinganagar complex coming up. I have been with Tata Steel for last 35 years. In 2005, 2006, Kalinganagar was nowhere. But only the advantage they have is iron ore and coal nearby. And today, Kalinganagar, I think the complex itself is producing almost close to 25-30 million tons. And when we talk to the bureaucrats in Orissa, they say that if government of India's dream of 300 million tons, if it has to become true, then Kalinganagar has to produce 100 million tons. But now I could see an alternate. The Gadchiroli area, the way you have mentioned that in 6,000 hectares, so much of iron ore which is available, it's not that only the iron ore is available, it's also the technology that is available. I think first time at least I have come across a technology where from the banded hematite quartzite, BHQ, which is I think 35%, 34% iron content, is being upgraded to plus 65, 67%. I think that is a game changer in entire iron ore mining and iron ore industry of India. Because I'm a mining engineer, so I could see that. That's why when I was told that this is what is happening at Gadchiroli, I myself went there. Incidentally, when I went there on June 5th, even Fadnavis was also there. He had come for plantation. So I had seen all those things. Then I was really surprised that the way it, and it's also, everything is money. Time is money. All this happened in 3 years. Because I had visited that place 3-4 years back. And last June when I visited, I could see the see-through change. So that's where the confidence with which even Mr. Prabhakaran has mentioned that these are the things which are going to happen. I think I'm here, standing here to only second his ideas, saying that everything will happen the way he has dreamt and the way the government of Maharashtra has dreamt. And I think Vidarbha and especially Gadchiroli is going to be the major beneficiary for this. Having said that, we need to, when we talk about such a huge operations and steel plant, then we need to make green steel also, because I heard saying that it's not only steel, we are talking about green steel. For that, I think we need to have green hydrogen. Hydrogen making out of fossil fuel is not green hydrogen. So for that, I'm told Maharashtra is establishing a dedicated green hydrogen hub in Chandrapur. I think that is going to be definitely a game changer, not only in making green steel, also making green steel at a lower price. So I'm very happy to be standing here and sharing the experience which I have had with Gadchiroli. And with that and with the confidence now I have, after we have the MOU, Tata Steel has an MOU with Lloyd for putting up that 8 million ton steel plant, I'm 100% sure that this place will also be known as another Jamshedpur going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ramanji. Thanks for the insights that Tata has identified this Gadchiroli district as a steel hub in way back 60s and 70s. But कोई भी रीजन को डेवलप करने के लिए पॉलिटिकल विल प्लस एंटरप्रेन्योर्स की रिस्क टेकिंग कैपेसिटीज रिक्वायर्ड होती है, जो कि आज हम देख रहे हैं, जिसके कारण ये रीजन डेवलप हो रहा है. थैंक यू फॉर द इनसाइट्स. Now I would like to request Shri Manish Sarda ji, Deputy Managing Director, Sarda Energy and Minerals Limited, to have a talk.
Very good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers who have invited me here to speak on the subject of Gadchiroli as a potential hub for secondary steel. I would say it's a perfect place to even become a primary steel hub with the way things are going in Gadchiroli. Vidarbha is extremely lucky to have, Mr. Gadkari, Mr. Fadnavis, and then our dear friend, Mr. Prabhakaran, who's sitting here on the stage. And also, it is demonstrated very clearly with the fact that Tata Steel and Lloyds, they have formed a joint venture. Today, Gadchiroli is producing 25 million tons of iron ore and a huge steel plant, as Mr. Prabhakaran has mentioned, 8 million tons, planned investments already being there. I don't have to prove anything, saying that Gadchiroli is going to be the hub for primary and secondary steel both going forward. I am also very thankful to the organizers of Advantage Vidarbha to have invited me to speak, because I've been speaking for the last 20 years across the globe, but this is the first time I'm speaking in Nagpur, which is my motherland, my Janmabhoomi. So thank you very much for inviting me to speak here. I really feel privileged, proud and humbled by this gesture of yours. Sarda Group also basically started in Nagpur way back 50 years ago. We were one of the first conversion agents for Tata Steel in central India, and then the story just went on and we shifted our bases across, and today we are working in 6 different states in India. And Sarda Group, basically, I'll just give you a quick snapshot. It's a post-lunch session. I don't want to bore you with too many details, but Sarda Group basically is engaged into power generation. 1,000 megawatt of power generation includes 250 megawatt of hydropower, solar power and thermal power based out of Chhattisgarh, Visakhapatnam, Sikkim, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Indonesia. We are into mining of iron ore, coal and also manganese ore. Sarda Group is employed currently 6,000 people across all different states, and we also generate around 6,000 crores of sales and revenues, and our market cap is close to 18,000 crore. All right. If you look at the snapshot of the steel industry overall, where do we stand as Indians? We are producing close to 150 million tons of steel, close to 160 million tons of crude steel today, and our consumption of steel in India is hovering around 60 to 70 kilograms per person. In terms of production of stainless steel, we are close to 6 million tons of installed capacity, and stainless steel is also one of the most upcoming industries in India now. Going forward, the usage of stainless steel will increase with incomes going up, GDP going up, and more new age materials in steel is being under trials in India. So steel is one of the main and core elements of any economy. That's what we are seeing, and India has a huge potential because of our abundant resources and cheap labor. So if you look at the chart, you can have an understanding of where China, USA, and India is. So it shows a clear-cut, potential there. Now, if you look at the distribution of India's crude steel capacity and major plant locations, you'll notice that the eastern sector of India, starting right from Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Bengal, we see the major production out there. Roughly 60 million tons of steel is produced there. And then we look at the western, midwestern states like Chhattisgarh and all. They have become a major center for secondary steel production, sponge iron, pellet, and construction steel. Looking at Vidarbha, which is centrally located, we do not have a major production of steel. We have downstream projects, we have rolling mills, but nothing major as such. And it's about time that now what we are seeing in Gadchiroli and what example is set by Lloyds Metal today, definitely there is a huge potential in that area, and everybody who's looking to enter into steel industry should consider Gadchiroli as a major destination for their production processes or planning any kind of SMEs or larger plants or ancillary units. This is just a snapshot of the steel production. Now, the logistics, as we all know, is a major cost center for steel production. And roughly 23% of the cost of steel production, entails logistics. So Gadchiroli is centrally poised, and with the new announcements of corridors and also the pipeline, which is supposed to happen at some point in time, will make Gadchiroli, quite equidistant to various ports like Vishakhapatnam corridor, which is happening from Gadchiroli to Andhra, the Vizag port. It can become a very good, spot for even exports. So there's a simple SWOT. I mean, whenever we go to a new destination or a new place, we do a SWOT analysis of what Gadchiroli is and what can happen and what are the potential opportunities and threats that we look at. And today, Gadchiroli, everybody knows, has got one of the largest deposits of iron ore. We have seen in reality that it has started, production is happening. The grade, as Mr. Prabhakaran has mentioned, is one of the finest grades in the world and can displace the international markets. There would be a tremendous shift in terms of the trade paradigm that is there on the seaborne market for iron ore. So that is one of the things that one has to really understand and look at, that how this iron ore can be actually utilized for downstream projects. And as he mentioned already, that just construction steel may not be the most competitive sector. So there are various other grades of steel that can be manufactured, and that's why I say that secondary steel hub can be renamed as a primary steel hub as well, if provided there are certain things that are taken care of that we'll see later on. But these are the facts which are there for the strengths of Gadchiroli as an area. Weaknesses, we all know that it's a sort of a little tribal backward zone which was not being developed for a very long period of time in spite of the mineral resources that it had. So skill development is something which is a very, very crucial factor according to me in terms of Gadchiroli being a major steel hub. You require a huge amount of skill, and skilled labor, which Lloyds have, benchmarked. They have done everything on their own. They have been the movers and shakers of that place in terms of skilling people. And it's really commendable the way they have come up and the way they have trained people. And they have, as he said, that, the society has to be into the fabric of the entire activities that they're doing. So one needs to take care, because everybody cannot become Lloyds and everybody cannot do that effectively. So you have to take care that unless you have huge amount of skilling talent available and skilled manpower available, that can be a little bit of a challenge there. Infrastructure gaps, as we know, it's a new place, new area being developed. A lot of governmental plans are in place for roads, infrastructure. So these are some of the basic, you need to keep in mind before heading out for any project infrastructure development there. Opportunities are immense as India is growing, infrastructure is growing. We have seen that the number of infrastructure announcements made by, the government of India is huge. And steel is the major backbone of any infrastructure projects. So there is a lot of opportunities out there, and it's about time that people understand that India is on a trajectory where it is difficult, for any global player to stop us. So there are huge opportunities. We have seen that defense has become a major, industry in Vidarbha, with solar industries opening up one of the largest defense sector plants in close to Nagpur. So there will be a lot of various grades of steel which will be required. So it's not completely stuck at one side where we are looking at only construction steel. There are some threats always in any place, and these are some of the threats that we could identify. As Sarda Group has also taken up a mine in Gadchiroli, and we are also looking at a major investment in Gadchiroli, but we have not yet announced it as our studies are still underway. And we were looking at some of the threats, and this is what has come up. But I don't think so. These will be a major challenge, as Mr. Prabhakaran himself has said that, we have a Guardian Minister who's taking everything, he's rocking the bull by the horn. So I don't see that there will be major hurdles or impediments to any growth or infrastructure development out there. Thank you so much. Saying that, I would honestly tell you that Gadchiroli is the place to be if you're in the steel industry and are looking forward to put up a plant there. I would only say that one should definitely visit the Lloyds infrastructure, the mining, their plant which is coming up, understand, learn, and appreciate the benchmarking that they have done there. Because we, being in this industry, I will tell you something that it is next to impossible a few years back when we used to talk about Gadchiroli. Because we also run a mine in Chhattisgarh which is adjoining Gadchiroli, and I know the difficulties and I know the challenges that one faces in opening up and starting up a mine. And what these people have done at Gadchiroli is remarkable, and it shows that nothing is impossible. That's all I can say. So you have a great person, you have a great leader, you have a great motivator, Mr. Prabhakaran. Then we have Tatas joining them, so there's nothing much to talk about as far as potential about Gadchiroli is concerned. It's one of the best places right now. It's like you can't go wrong there, provided you take a few things into consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manishji, for the facts and the knowledge you shared on steel industry. Now I would like to call Shri Avnish Jaiswal ji, Executive Director, Jaiswal Nico Industries Limited. Sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Everybody on the dais and my dear friends. Thank you to the organizers for having me here. And just to give you a little bit of background, I'm Avnish Jaiswal. I am a third generation family business owner from Jaiswal Nico Industries. We have been based in Nagpur and entrenched in the Vidarbha ecosystem for over 50 years, when my grandfather first moved here from Calcutta in the mid-70s. And we have been operating our foundries in this region for the last 50 years. Since then, we have also had our own foray in steel, which we are operating 1 million ton per annum capacity steel plant in the state of Chhattisgarh in Raipur. And along with that, we are also operating 2 iron ore mines with a combined capacity of about 4 million tons in the state of Chhattisgarh as well. So we are no strangers to steel and the entire ecosystem. And now it is very heartening to see that, Gadchiroli is poised to be the next steel hub, as we are calling it, the next, growth story in the shining steel story of India. And I got to know when discussing this with my father about Gadchiroli, I got to know recently that while I was a child in the early 90s, at that time we had executed an IEM with the Department of Industries to set up a steel plant in Gadchiroli in the 90s. Unfortunately, due to various challenges in the region at that time, we had to change plans, and eventually that steel plant ended up being established in Raipur. And since then, it's been almost 30 years we've been operating that steel plant, and we are producing, we have a unique steel plant there in the Raipur region. We are the largest single location alloy steel plant in the country. So we are manufacturing almost 250 different grades of steel every month, rolling them into 200 different sizes of steel every month. And all of this steel is tailor-made to exact chemistries, which is going into all your known automotive uses, whether it be, from two-wheelers to passenger vehicles to commercial vehicles, tractors, heavy construction equipment, and then forward to marine engines, oil and gas, defense, aerospace, and various such critical sectors. So we are manufacturing some of the most critical grade steel in the country there in Raipur. But one thing that is still, as a family based out of Nagpur and being in Vidarbha for all these years, one thing that was still pending to in our minds was the fact that, we've done the steel thing, we have done the Vidarbha thing, but, both together, steel and Vidarbha is something that had been an itch on our hands. So recently we have just entered into MOU with the government of Maharashtra to set up a 2 million ton per annum steel plant in the Gadchiroli district with an investment of over 12,000 crores. And I have to say that we have, over the years, we have always received tremendous support from the government of Maharashtra. But what we are seeing today in the the Gadchiroli story which is coming up is unprecedented. The kind of support and the kind of encouragement, I should say, that we are getting from the administration and directly from the Chief Minister's office, it is commendable. And that is very, very encouraging for entrepreneurs like us to take it up and move the country forward. As you know, India, the Honorable Prime Minister has, in this vision for the country, he has said by 2030 we want to be making 300 million tons of steel and take it to about 500 million tons when we get to 2047. And I can very confidently say that Vidarbha and Gadchiroli will be a huge contributor to this steel vision that the Honorable Prime Minister has put forward. And we as Jaiswal Nico are committed to being a big part of this story as well. So thank you very much. I think we've heard a lot about all the activities that have happened in Gadchiroli, and I think from the leaders in the region. So I'm not going to take much of your time, and thank you again for having me here.
Thanks, Avnishji. Now I would like to call Shri R.V. Gumaste ji, is the Managing Director, Kirloskar Feroz Industries Limited. Sir.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Actually, I have been invited as a speaker. Actually, I should have been invited as a listener because there is so much to listen to. I also come from iron ore mining area, Hospet, Sondur, Ballari. I think everyone knows. I think it became very, very famous in 2005 to 2010. That time we had highest number of helicopters in the country in that place. The challenges of running steel plants are plenty. What comes to my mind is 2005. Such a phenomenal boom came from China. None of the mine owners were willing to give me iron ore. To start with, I used to buy iron ore at 210 rupees per ton. In between, I bought at 8,000 rupees and today buy at 7,000 or 6,000 rupees per ton. When this boom came, everyone forgot India. There was no Swabhiman. There was no Atmanirbhar. There was only make money. Everyone makes money. To level the truck on the top, 1,000 rupees. You can imagine at least they can do 20 truck leveling in a day. And that is the kind of money. You can imagine what mine owner does or mine owner used to get. When I went to the mine owners, one after the another, asking for the iron ore, they said that, why do you want to run this so-called pig iron plant? What do you make money in that? We make phenomenal money in iron ore export to China, and we earn foreign exchange. What a tragedy. You know, quite often, so many times we forget our basic responsibilities. I was the only one who always got beaten up telling the people that you should never ever export iron ore. We are a country with 140 crore population. I was told that every year employable 1 crore young population joins the job. What is the responsibility we have? If we don't want Naxalism, we need to create jobs. Give the hope, give the prosperity to the people. If we are to do that, we have to do value addition. What is the use of 5 rupees per kilo exported to China and we do what? 200 families have thousands of crops in the bank balance. Then the Naxalism rises. Only one thing comes to my mind. I want to go a little bit off way and bring that point before I forget. If Trump can dream of Nobel Peace Prize, why not Mr. Prabhakaran and our Chief Minister? I think we should nominate them for the great work done. What an inspiration, what an attitude. What was a violence, what was a place no one could keep their foot. Today, we are sitting here talking about thousands of crores of investment and thousands, millions of jobs to be created. It also, let me come back to today's topic. You know, I'm working today how to upgrade 45 grade iron ore and make it 60 and run our blast furnaces, because that is what we got in the e-auction of mines, what is known as C category. Everything is mined, little bit left out, and I get 45%. We are phenomenal people in this world. Indians are not ordinary. Just now somebody mentioned that even 35 grade can be upgraded to 60 plus. We are working how to upgrade the 51% to 65% and then make use of that iron ore. There are going to be many challenges. We have started talking about green steel. There is nobody in this world, nobody in this India who is still ready to buy 1 ton of green steel. We run a small steel plant. First of all, Kirloskar, we are very nascent to steel field. We used to be the people who used to make iron and we make castings. We run 5 foundries and we are the largest iron makers. We were the first in the world who could make iron from the blast furnace and liquid metal was directly transferred to the foundry and made engine blocks and heads. This kind of innovation is possible in India. And when we started working in Jejuri to offer green steel, because we run the arc furnace and we have invested close to 200 megawatts of solar power, now into the wind power. So we are able to give the emission less than 1,000 kgs per ton of steel, whereas the blast furnace route can generate 2.3 is Tata's number, for others it is 3.5, but still long way to go. That's why I would say that Gadchiroli can think of both the primary steel making as well as the secondary steel making. I never knew that there is so much of iron ore in Gadchiroli. I just did a calculation quickly. Let's say if we are at today 160 million tons of iron steel making in India, and over the 2 decades we go to 500 million tons of steel making in India. Over this period we need about 15 billion tons of iron ore. I don't think it need to come only from Gadchiroli. Gadchiroli is a source of iron ore for next 100 years. I think whatever is talked today, Gadchiroli, Maharashtra is blessed to have such leaders. You know, the working leaders, the engineers and mining engineers like Prabhakaran on the ground here in Gadchiroli, very well supported by our great Chief Minister Fadnavis ji and also Gadkari ji. I'm sure that it is a motivational thing for all of us. We will definitely think of coming to Gadchiroli. Before coming here, I had never thought of Gadchiroli, though we are thinking of expansion and setting up the steel plants. My limitation was only basically thinking of Karnataka, but we today know that it is a great opportunity over here, and thankful to organizers of this event inviting me to come and speak on this occasion. I would once again like to conclude saying that I learned a lot. I think listening was more important than speaking. And thank you very much once again for everyone. Thank you. Let us not forget to nominate Prabhakaran for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Thank you, Gumaste ji. Now I would like to call Shri Anup Goyal ji, is the Managing Director, Grita Energy Limited. Goyal sir.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, आज मेरे सामने और मेरे पीछे स्टील उद्योग के दिग्गज बैठे हैं, तो और मैं स्टील में थोड़ा सा नया आया हूं, तो मैं क्या ज़्यादा बोलूँ, थोड़ा प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में आपको बताऊंगा मेरे कि मैं क्या कर रहा हूं, मेरा बैकग्राउंड क्या है। तो मेरा नाम अनूप गोयल है और मैं एक प्लांट ग्रीन स्टील प्लांट लगा रहा हूं ग्रेटा एनर्जी लिमिटेड के नाम से भद्रावती डिस्ट्रिक्ट चंद्रपुर में। तो इस प्लांट ये जो प्लांट है हमारा, ये टोटली ग्रीन स्टील प्लांट रहेगा और इसमें हम एक पैलेट प्लांट लगा रहे हैं जो कि इसकी कैपेसिटी होगी करीब 1.2 मिलियन टन पर एनम, और उसके साथ ही एक DRI प्लांट रहेगा 0.5 मिलियन टन पर एनम का। और उसके अलावा ये जो DRI रहेगा ये कोल गैसिफिकेशन पे है, तो इसमें हम कोल गैसिफाई करेंगे, करीब करीब कैपेसिटी रहेगी 90,000 न्यूटन मिलियन क्यूब पर आवर की। और साथ में एक इलेक्ट्रिक आर्क फर्नेस है और इसके साथ ही एक रोलिंग मिल लगा रहे हैं और वायर रॉड बनाने की फैक्ट्री लगा रहे हैं। और इसके साथ ही हमारा एक CCUS का भी प्रोग्राम है जिसमें हम जितना भी कार्बन एमिशन होगा इस स्टील प्लांट से, ये सारा का सारा कार्बन एमिशन हम उसको यूटिलाइज करेंगे और उसको स्टोरेज करेंगे। और इस करीब करीब इस प्रोजेक्ट को लगाने के लिए हमारा जो टोटल कॉस्ट है वो 10,000 करोड़ का है और इस पहले फेज में हम 5,000 करोड़ रुपए लगाएंगे और उसके बाद जो CO2 इससे हम स्टोरेज करेंगे और उसकी यूटिलाइजेशन के लिए करीब 5-6 हज़ार करोड़ रुपए का एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट आएगा, जो हम हमारे सेकंड फेज में खर्चा करेंगे। और इसके अलावा इसमें जो जॉब क्रिएट होंगे, करीब 1500 लोगों का डायरेक्ट एम्प्लॉयमेंट होगा फर्स्ट फेज में, और सेकेंड फेज में करीब 2000 लोगों को हमको डायरेक्ट एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिलेगा इसमें। और दोस्तों, मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा कि स्टील प्लांट में जो नॉर्मल कार्बन एमिशन होता है, जो इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड है, वो 2.6 टन ऑफ कार्बन एमिशन होता है पर टन स्टील प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए। लेकिन हमारे इस प्रोजेक्ट में जो कार्बन एमिशन होगा और उसके बाद जो हम उस कार्बन का यूटिलाइजेशन करेंगे, तो इसमें हमारा जो कार्बन एमिशन होगा वो 0.3 होगा। तो इस लेवल के कार्बन एमिशन जो स्टील प्लांट में, मेरे ख्याल से दुनिया में बहुत कम प्लांट लगे हैं जो इस लेवल को अचीव कर पाए हैं। इसके अलावा और आपको एक बात बताना चाहूँगा कि नॉर्मली इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड में जो ग्रीन स्टील या 5 स्टार मार्किंग होती है, 1.6 टन पर कार्बन, 1.6 टन पर एमिशन आप अचीव करते हैं तो आपको 5 स्टार कैटेगरी मिलती है। तो जैसे कि मैंने बताया, हम 1.6 से भी कम जाके 0.3 कार्बन एमिशन अचीव कर रहे हैं। तो ये संभवतः मेरे ख्याल से वन ऑफ द लीस्ट एमिटिंग कार्बन एमिटिंग प्लांट स्टील प्लांट होगा दुनिया का। और इसमें जो पावर यूज होगा ये 100% रिन्यूएबल ग्रीन पावर होगा। इसमें सोलार होगा, विंड होगा, और कुछ पावर हम MSCTCL से लेंगे जो कि ग्रीन पावर रहेगा। तो सारा का सारा पावर जो यूटिलाइज हो रहा है इसमें ग्रीन पावर हो रहा है। और इसके अलावा दोस्तों, मैं आपको ये भी बताना चाहूँगा कि इस प्रोजेक्ट का जो MOU किया था हमने, ये डावोस में लास्ट ईयर CM देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी के साथ में किया था। और आपको एक बात और बताना चाहूँगा कि जब हम इस प्रोजेक्ट को शुरू कर रहे थे, तब हम माननीय गडकरी जी से मिलने दिल्ली गए थे। उन्होंने हमारा काफ़ी हिम्मत बढ़ाई, हमारा हौसला बढ़ाया था और कहा था कि आपको जो भी दिक्कत आती है आप मेरे को बताना, दिल्ली में मैं सारा कुछ आपका जो है सारी प्रॉब्लम आपकी सॉल्व करूँगा। और ये जो प्रोजेक्ट है ये कोल गैसिफिकेशन बेस्ड प्रोजेक्ट है। तो मैं आपको ये बताना चाहूँगा कि माननीय मोदी जी का हमारा एक मिशन है कि उनको 2030 तक 100 मिलियन टन कोल गैसिफाई करना है। तो कोल गैसिफिकेशन में बेसिकली हम लोग जो कोल बर्न करते हैं उसको पूरी तरह नहीं जलाते हुए उससे सिंगैस बनाते हैं, और ये सिंगैस हम स्टील प्लांट में यूज करेंगे, जिससे कार्बन एमिशन बहुत कम होता है। दोस्तों, किसी भी प्लांट को चालू करने के लिए, शुरू करने के लिए हमको गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट की बहुत ज़रूरत होती है। तो मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि आज इस समय वर्तमान में जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है उसका इतना ज़्यादा सपोर्ट है, और खासकर गढ़चिरौली पे उनका ज़्यादा फोकस है। तो हम जैसे जो भी हमारे प्लांट की प्रोग्रेस हो रही है, सेंट्रल कोल मंत्रालय हमारी हर हफ्ते मीटिंग लेता है और डेली हर हफ्ते हमसे प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट मांगता है, और ये तय करता है कि कहीं जो भी प्रॉब्लम आ रही है हमारे प्रोजेक्ट में वो कैसे सॉल्व करें, कैसे इसको जल्दी से जल्दी मिनिमम समय में इसको सॉल्व करें। वैसे ही स्टेट गवर्नमेंट में भी हमें CM साहब का इतना सपोर्ट मिला है। हम कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम होती है, CM साहब ने एक वॉर रूम बनाया हुआ है अपने ऑफिस में। तो खासकर गढ़चिरौली के लिए उनका बहुत ज़्यादा एम्फेसिस है कि गढ़चिरौली जिले में जो भी प्रोजेक्ट आ रहे हैं उसमें कहीं भी कोई किसी किस्म की दिक्कत नहीं आनी चाहिए। तो कभी भी कोई प्रॉब्लम आती है, हम CM सर को एक मैसेज करते हैं, वो उनका तुरंत रिप्लाई आता है और सेकंड डे उनके ऑफिस से फ़ोन आ जाता है कि आपको क्या प्रॉब्लम है बताइए। तो इतना सक्षम और इतना मतलब कमिटमेंट वाले जो अगर नेता होते हैं तो हमारा भी कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ता है कि हम इसमें कैसे हम, और इसमें हमारी हिम्मत बढ़ती है। दोस्तों, लोग कहते हैं कि डबल इंजन की सरकार है, डबल इंजन की सरकार है। मैं तो कहता हूं कि हमारे पास तो डबल इंजन का हवाई जहाज है, 2 इंजन है हमारे हवाई जहाज में। तो इसलिए हमको कहीं भी कोई घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है। जिस किसी के भी मन में अगर थोड़ा भी प्रबल भावना है कि उनको इंडस्ट्री लगाना है, तो मैं समझता हूं कि ये सबसे अच्छा समय है। हमारे पास 2 सशक्त नेता है, एक सेंटर में बैठा है और एक स्टेट में बैठा है। तो कहीं भी किसी को कोई किस्म की समस्या आती है उसका समाधान तुरंत निकल जाता है। तो मैं बस इतना ही कहना चाहूँगा, बाकी तो सब मेरे काफ़ी सीनियर लोग जिन्होंने इससे पहले बोला है सब बता चुके हैं आपको। तो और मैं आयोजकों का धन्यवाद करूँगा कि आपने मुझे बुलाया और यहाँ मुझे सम्मानित किया। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू अनूप गोयल जी। गोयल जी की बात से ये तो समझ में आ रहा है कि हमारे जो दो नेता है, हमारे पास जो लीडर्स है हमारे, वो फुल सपोर्ट में है कि आपके मन में कुछ भी इंडस्ट्री डालने की इच्छा हो तो उनका फुल सपोर्ट रहेगा। तो जरूर वो चीज सबने सोचनी चाहिए। थैंक यू। नाउ आई वुड लाइक टू कॉल अनिल नाचरानी जी, इज द प्रेसिडेंट स्पॉन्ज आयरन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एसोसिएशन छत्तीसगढ़। सर।
मंच पे उपस्थित सम्मानीय सदस्यगण, मेरे सामने बैठे हुए उद्योगपति साथियों और पीछे बैठे बहुत युवा साथी, मुझे लगता है 1 घंटे से बड़ा स्ट्रेस से सुन रहे होंगे कि आखिर ये स्टील है क्या। तो दोस्तों, मैं आपके दिल के अंदर आज एक इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट बनने का बीज बोने वाला हूं। सिर्फ आप उसको सुनना अच्छे से, और अगर आपके अंदर इच्छा होगी थोड़ी भी कि एक मैं छोटा स्टील प्लांट लगाऊं, तो मेरी आज स्पीच आपको बहुत हेल्प करेगी। दोस्तों, आप जानते हैं स्टील तो बैकबोन होता है, घर भी नहीं बन सकता स्टील से, रोड, कुछ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कुछ नहीं बन सकता बिना स्टील। स्टील जैसे शरीर में हड्डी है, तो अपने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए स्टील हड्डी का काम करता है। पूरे वर्ल्ड में स्टील का हाईएस्ट प्रोडक्शन दोस्तों करती है चाइना, 1000 मिलियन टन साल में स्टील बनाती है। दूसरे नंबर पे हमारा देश है हिंदुस्तान, हम सेकंड नंबर पर हैं हाईएस्ट स्टील प्रोडक्शन में, करीब आज 200 मिलियन टन के आसपास पहुंचे हैं। स्टील मिनिस्ट्री हमारा एक विजन डेवलप करी है, जिन्होंने ये कहा है कि 2030 तक हम 150 मिलियन टन का था 2 साल पहले, तो उन्होंने ये बोला कि 2030 में हम 300 मिलियन टन स्टील प्रोडक्शन करेंगे। तो बहुत सारी संभावनाएं हैं स्टील प्लांट की। पूरे हिंदुस्तान में स्टील बनाने के लिए बहुत एनकरेजमेंट है, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से भी, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से भी। दोस्तों, स्टील बनाने वाले, आपको मैं सिंपल भाषा में समझाऊं, स्टील बनाने वाले 2 कैटेगरी होती है स्टील बनाने वालों की। एक होती है प्राइमरी स्टील बनाने वाले, जैसे आपने सुना ही होगा भिलाई स्टील प्लांट, टाटा, JSW, ऐसे करके ये प्राइमरी स्टील वाले हैं जो 10-12 यूनिट देश में है। और दूसरे हैं सेकेंडरी स्टील कहा जाता है उनको, वो हम जैसे 5000 प्लेयर पूरे हिंदुस्तान में हैं जो हर स्टेट में फैले हुए हैं। इसमें एक छोटी इंडस्ट्री भी आती है, 1 करोड़ रुपए की लागत की भी आती है, और 1000 करोड़ के लागत वाली भी आती है। तो ऐसा नहीं कहा जा सकता कि सिर्फ स्टील इंडस्ट्री एक बड़ा एस्टेब्लिशमेंट है कि हम नहीं कर सकते। आप सब वो स्टील प्लांट लगा सकते हैं। आज से 40 साल पहले मेरी भी एक छोटी सी इंडस्ट्री थी, बहुत छोटा सा यूनिट था, अभी भी छोटा ही है पर थोड़ा सा बड़ा हो गया है अभी पहले से। तो आप सब भी स्टील इंडस्ट्री लगा सकते हैं। आप ये मत सोचिए कि यहां सिर्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिलेगा इंडस्ट्री में, आप सब एम्प्लॉयमेंट देने वाले बन सकते हैं बजाय एम्प्लॉयमेंट लेने के। देश में सबसे, आपको पता है, सबसे बड़ा राज्य जो स्टील प्रोडक्शन में है वो है ओडिशा। नंबर 1 स्टील प्रोड्यूसिंग स्टेट है कंट्री का। नंबर 2 में है छत्तीसगढ़, और नंबर 3 में है वेस्ट बंगाल। दोस्तों, मुझे लगता है अगले 10 सालों में इन तीनों में से एक स्थान विदर्भ लेने वाला है। तो आप सब उसका हिस्सा बनिए। विदर्भ जरूर इन तीनों में से एक स्थान लेगा और किसी को पीछे धकेलेगा। स्टील का प्रोसेस मैं छोटे से शब्दों में आपको बताता हूं, बहुत डिफिकल्ट नहीं है। बड़े बड़े स्टील प्लांट जरूर डिफिकल्ट हैं। छोटा जो स्टील, जैसे आपने सुना होगा पहले, रोलिंग मिल और बाइंडिंग वायर इंडस्ट्री, ये सब बहुत छोटी इंडस्ट्री, ये सारी इंडस्ट्री लेकिन वैल्यू चेन का हिस्सा है। आज छत्तीसगढ़ में 1000 इंडस्ट्री है। बड़ी इंडस्ट्री तो सिर्फ 15-20 है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा ये छोटी इंडस्ट्रीज हैं। तो स्टार्ट करिए आप छोटी इंडस्ट्री से। एक छोटी इंडस्ट्री का प्लान करिए, 10, 20, 25 आपको स्टाफ रोजगार देना पड़ेगा, और देंगे भी आप, और उससे प्लान करके आप उसको आगे बढ़िए। आप जरूर आगे जाके फिर धीरे धीरे जब आपको इकोनॉमिक समझ में आएगा, आपको बहुत इजी लगेगा स्टील बनाना भी। स्टील जैसे एक रोलिंग मिल होता है, बहुत सिंपल प्रोसेस है। लोहे को गर्म करके उससे TMT छड़ियाँ बनाते हैं, जिससे हम मकान बनाते हैं। फिर स्टील को, स्क्रैप को आप देखे होंगे, स्क्रैप स्पॉन्ज आयरन आपने सुना होगा, जो आयरन ओर और कोल से बनता है। बेसिक रॉ मटेरियल स्टील बनाने का आयरन ओर और कोल ही है, उससे लेके स्पॉन्ज आयरन बनता है, उसको मेल्ट करते हैं बिजली से, उसको पिघला देते हैं और स्टील का बिलेट्स बनाते हैं। तो बहुत इजी प्रोसेस है। आप सबको इस पे स्टडी करके थोड़ा सा आप इंटरेस्ट लेंगे तो ये सारी इंडस्ट्री बहुत ज़्यादा लागत वाली भी नहीं है। आप सब लगाइए। विदर्भ में इससे अच्छा तो कुछ है ही नहीं कि मुझे एक पिक्चर का गाना याद आ रहा है, मेरे दो अनमोल रतन, एक है राम तो एक है लखन। तो ये तो विदर्भ का है कि गडकरी जी और देवेंद्र भाई के होते हुए आपको तो किसी चीज की चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है। सिर्फ अपने अंदर हौसला रखिए, सब हो जाएगा। लास्ट मैं सिर्फ एक ही चीज कहना चाहूंगा आप सभी को कि कितना भी परमात्मा ने कितना भी नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज दिया है, चाहे वो गढ़चिरौली में दिया है, हमारे छत्तीसगढ़ में बस्तर में दिया है, उड़ीसा में बड़बिल है, हॉस्पेट में है, कर्नाटक में, लेकिन ये नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज बिना गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी के कोई काम के नहीं है और गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी बिना एंटरप्रेन्योर के कोई काम की नहीं है। तो तीनों का कॉम्बिनेशन से ही एडवांटेज विदर्भ बनेगा, एडवांटेज इंडिया बनेगा। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू नाचरानी जी। अब मैं श्री गिरधारी मंत्री जी को बुलाना चाहूंगा फॉर द वोट ऑफ थैंक्स।
भारत माता की। स्टील वालों ने जिस तरीके का, ये मुझे लगता है कि हम लोगों के यहाँ जो कॉन्फ्रेंसेस हो रही थी अलग अलग जगह पे, सबसे ज्यादा ताकत के साथ जो ये कॉन्फ्रेंस दिख रही है मुझे, पूरी देर तक पैक, एकदम चुप्पी, और सब लोगों ने समझने की कोशिश करी कि क्या है। 2 दिन पहले ही देवेंद्र जी ने कहा था कि मैं चाहता हूं ये पूना, बंबई कैसे डेवलप हुआ, क्योंकि वो एक मैग्नेट वहां पर था कि जिसके कारण इंडस्ट्रीज आई और डेवलप हुआ। और यही मैग्नेट मैं नागपुर में लाना चाहूँ तो जिससे नागपुर के आजू बाजू डेवलप हो गए। और ऐसा मैग्नेट देवेंद्र जी को जब प्रभाकरन जी में दिखा तो वहां गढ़चिरौली ले जाके बिठाया। और आप देख सकते हैं कि हम लोग सारे नेता लोग आज बात करते हैं, देवेंद्र जी ये तक कहते हैं कि हमारा जो सबसे लास्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट है गढ़चिरौली, वो पहला होगा, वो पहले नंबर का डिस्ट्रिक्ट होगा। तो विदर्भ का ग्रोथ आप सोच सकते हैं, जिस मंशा से नितिन जी ने एडवांटेज विदर्भ की नींव रखी, तो ये बहुत सार्थक होते हुए दिखता है। और इतनी सॉलिड स्टील की ये इंडस्ट्री, और ये छोटी मोटी बात नहीं है। कई लोग मजाक में कहते हैं, आप जब पॉलिटिकली बात करते हैं तो हम लोग मजाक में सुनते हैं कि वो सब लोग बोलते हैं कि देवेंद्र जी कहते हैं 1 लाख करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट हो गया, 2 लाख करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट हो गया। मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं प्रभाकरन जी, आप ध्यान रखिए, टाटा स्टील से है, आप उमाटे जी है किर्लोस्कर से, सारडा एनर्जी से है, आप गोयल जी है, और आप सभी, आप छत्तीसगढ़ के हैं, आप पूरे प्रेसिडेंट है, जायसवाल जी है। ये केवल अगर ये हॉल की स्ट्रेंथ लगाए तो मुझे नहीं लगता 1 लाख करोड़ के नीचे के लोग यहाँ बैठे हैं। ये हमारे विदर्भ की जीडीपी, आने वाले समय की जीडीपी है। आप सब लोगों ने सभी आए हुए मेहमानों को सुना है, बहुत अच्छे से उन्होंने पूरा आपको बताया, आपको मोटिवेट भी किया है आने वाले समय में सेकेंडरी स्टील का कैसे आप कर सकते हैं। आप सभी स्टील इंडस्ट्री वाले लोग हैं, आप व्यापारी भी हैं, आप अपने आप को इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट बना सकते हैं। यही सार्थकता अगर एडवांटेज विदर्भ के इस कार्यक्रम में आपको मिली है, इसीलिए हमने कॉन्क्लेव रखा है। मैं आपको सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं। सारे पैनलिस्ट, सारे स्पीकर्स को मैं एडवांटेज विदर्भ की ओर से धन्यवाद देता हूं। धन्यवाद। और ये सेशन समाप्त हुआ ऐसा घोषित करता हूं। सभी लोग ग्रुप फोटो के लिए आ जाएंगे प्लीज।